I rescued these books. I rescued them, yes. They were on the free shelf at my library, and they needed a good home. And well, I decided to give them a home. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Colleen, and this is Cmoore-Books. As you can see from this pile on my bed and from the thumbnail and title of this video, this is a book haul. This was supposed to be a March book haul, but because of reorganizing all my books, some of these books I got in April, so this is just a book haul from the last time I did one of these, which was the beginning of February. Yeah, and I think there's 44 of them. And some of them I got in the last week, even though technically I'm on a book buying ban right now. And how might I have gotten books in the last week if I'm on a book buying ban? Well, I will explain it to you. I rescued these books. I rescued them, yes. They were on the free shelf at my library, and they needed a good home. And well, I decided to give them a home. So that is how they got here. They were free, and so I technically did not break my book buying ban because I did not buy them. And it was an act of service to take them home, you know? They needed a place to go, and so I gave them a place to go. Am I rationalizing? Absolutely. Am I mad about it? No. Does it mean I'm having even more trouble fitting all the books on my shelves? Absolutely. Does it mean that I will stop collecting more books? Not a chance. But with that in mind, let's get right into the book haul. Also, I will be doing this book haul by audience, so I'm going to be I have hauled some children's books, some middle grade, YA, and adult. So now with that, now let's get right into it. Okay, so for children's book, I just have a few books. So I found this one at the Goodwill. So it's poetry for young people, Emily Dickinson. And I just found the inside of it just so beautiful. Like, look at that. I couldn't not take it home. It was only $2, and I really like the poetry of Emily Dickinson. Oh, and apparently I got some free smiley face stickers that have been partially used. But, bonus. You learn some new things as you open up books from the Goodwill. And then I also got Groundhog Day. No, I did not mispronounce Groundhog Day. This is by Anne Marie Pace. So they're trying to get their friend, the groundhog, to celebrate Valentine's Day, and they're really worried that he's gonna see his shadow before they can have their Valentine's Day party. And it's really cute. And I really want the author to write another story in this world, just by like the little like teaser that she sort of like left at the end. So I was like, yeah. Okay, and then this final one is After the Fall by Dan Satat. So After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. I'm gonna give you the title. And so the back of it's like, life begins when you get back up again. And You just have to read and experience this book. Every time I read it, I've read it several times, it just continues to blow my mind. You will never look at Humpty Dumpty the same again. Let me just tell you that. If that has not sparked your interest, I don't know what will. But yeah, seriously, pick it up. Oh my gosh. I'm just wanting to read it again right now. Yeah, just to get that feeling. So yeah, let's move on to the next category. Okay, so we've got a little bigger stack for middle grade. I found this one at the Goodwill. Also for $1.99. I had no idea that Lemony Snicket wrote another series. Apparently this is the first one in the series. Who could that be at this hour? All the wrong questions. So it sounds like a mystery type novel. And I think there's like 3 or 4 of them. So it just sounded intriguing. So yeah, and just looking at the cover, I was like, like I like the film noir like type of style to it. So yeah. And then the graphic novel El Defo by CC Bell. This was a Newbery Honor book. I got this, we read this with my tween book club at the library. I've read this before and absolutely loved it. So I picked up my own copy because the library system didn't have as many copies in their system. And I wanted to make sure that all the kids were able to get a copy. So I just bought my own. And I'm so glad I did. So this just goes through the author's experience of losing her hearing. Oh my gosh, what did she... Oh yeah, it was meningitis. She got meningitis when she was like 3. That caused her to lose her hearing. This was in like the 70s. And so hearing aids were much different. So she had like this big like battery pack she had to wear. And so she just goes through like her grade school days, and the different experiences that she had. And it's so good. Highly recommend. And then these next 2, these were library books that I saved, ex-library books. This one, from what I remember reading in the back of the book, is about a girl that got on the Titanic and she like snuck her brother on board. And so obviously we know what happens on the Titanic, but yeah, so they're trying to get to New York without her brother, get to New York safely without her brother being discovered. So it sounded interesting. And then I think this one was like about like time travel or something. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is about time travel. This girl's having problems with her friend, and some of this app appears on her phone that can take her back in time, to when things began to fall apart with her friend. And I guess this might allow her to fix things. I don't know. But I've heard really good things about this author, Jen Calonita. She wrote a bunch of the Twisted Tales that Disney put out. I can't remember which ones exactly, because I unfortunately read most of the ones that Liz Braswell wrote, and that kind of put me off them for a very long time. And then I bought the last of the Brian Saga books. So Hatchet is the first one. Yes, there's 5 of them, FYI. So I brought Brian's Winter, Brian's Hunt, and then Brian's Return. So I now officially have all 5. I had no idea there were 5 until a few years ago, and then I needed to buy something on Thrift Books, and I needed some extra books to get me free shipping, and I was like, might as well complete the whole series. The only thing that bothers me is that this one is taller than all of the rest of the ones that I have. But I'm going to learn to live with it. Or find one that magically in some thrift shop that's the same size. And the final one, I got this on Book Outlet. I found out within the last few months that they made a graphic novel version of Wait Till Helen Comes by Mary Downing Hahn, and I was like obsessed with this book as a kid, even though I hate haunted like house stories and like ghost stories. But yeah, I really liked this book as a kid, and I was like, oh, they made it into a graphic novel, shut up. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this very soon. So yeah, if you loved this book as a kid or really liked it, yeah, pick this up. Hopefully I will get to this very soon. Honestly, obviously it came within the last like 2 months, so I haven't had it sitting around that long. So that is it for all of my middle grade. Okay, now on to young adult, which is the biggest category. So within the last couple months, Spy X Family Volume 9 came out. Am I caught up with Spy X Family? Absolutely not. I've only finished the first few volumes. My goal was to be caught up by the time this volume came out. Clearly I did not do that. But eventually I will get there. And then I had a lot of fun on Book Outlet when they were doing their $5.99 or $6.99 hardcover sale, because I got Ray Bear and then the sequel Redemptor by Jordan Oflako. And I've heard really good things about this. Oh gosh. Yeah, I think it, oh gosh, yeah. The taglines, what if you were sworn to protect the one you, what if you were sworn to protect the one you were born to destroy? Ooh, that's, oh, I forgot, yeah. Oh my goodness. I love even just the chapter headers. Those are beautiful. So yeah. There's a map. I love books with maps. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this duology, and I love duologies because they're way less commitment than a trilogy. Because they're only 2 books instead of 3. And then with Book Outlet, they had Rule of Wolves on there. So I got it because it was only like $6.99 or $5.99. So I bought it because, like, how could you not when it was so cheap? And then of course I was like, how can I have Rule of Wolves without King of Scars? And then all of a sudden, I made a purchase on Amazon. The only downside is this sticker, which is not actually a sticker. It's permanently on the dust jacket. Whoever makes these decisions, can you just not? You can make it a sticker so we can peel it off, But permanently making it a part of the cover, no. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. And I don't know how many people, okay, I'm gonna rewind that sentence. For any of you that have ever read the Under the Never Sky series by Veronica Rossi, she recently came out with Roar of the Tides, which follows Roar, and he's of the tides. And so this is actually indie published. So I also found out that this author is I think she's yeah, she's Brazilian. I was like, I speak Portuguese. Like I love Brazil. So that made me love it even more. So yeah. I want to go back to Brazil so bad. Just had to find the money. Those plane tickets are so expensive, let me tell you. But yeah, I'm really excited to get back into this world. I'm not gonna give you too much because like you kind of have to read like the original series because like a lot happens to get where we are right here. So I don't want to spoil anything because like you missed a whole trilogy before you got here. Crap went down. And then apparently this was an ebook and then it came out in print, but there's a good girl's guide to murder novella, Killjoy, which predates the series. I have not read it yet, but I'm really excited to. I actually just finished 5 Survive Yesterday by Holly Jackson. I quite enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. And then, cause I'm a major Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner fan, like they are an amazing writer duo. I bought The Other Side of the Sky and Beyond the End of the World. They were both on Book Outlet and I couldn't just not get the duology, like when they were both $6.99. And like, how gorgeous are those? You cannot tell me they're not amazing. If you think they're not, you're lying. Just saying. So I'm really excited to dive into these. Because I've been wanting to read them for years, and now they're right here at my fingertips. So this next huge stack, I saved all these. These are the books that, most of the books that I saved from the library. Yeah, it wasn't a small amount. It was a large amount that I saved. It's fine. I found a place for them on the shelves. It was pretty easy. Reorganizing, it was fine. I have no idea. Oh, okay. So this is about someone that gets ghosted, and like this person's like worried, like why they get ghosted, and like sees them like posting on social media and doesn't believe that it's actually them. So did like start like sleuthing and trying to figure out like what's actually going on. So it sounded really interesting. So I had to get it. I had to take it with me. And we have That's If You're Out There by Katie. That last one was by Katie Lautzenheiser. This one is As Many Nows as I Can Get by Shayna Youngdahl. Oh, so this is about two kids that decide to start a relationship right before the summer before they leave for college, and they're both overachievers. Yeah, and apparently it's set in Colorado, and they're really into physics. So yeah, it just sounded really good and really cute. And the settings sounded really nice. I think Colorado's really pretty. What I Want You to See by Catherine Linka. I really picked this one up because of the cover, because it looked really cool. So this girl, she wins a scholarship to go to this visual arts school, and it's nothing, from what I'm like skimming, it's like nothing like she imagined. And like her mentor is kind of like, it's kind of rude. It sounded like basically like he's like Snape, how like Snape is to Harry. And so apparently she meets this grad student that helps her, and he helps her get insight on her like teacher by showing her like the teacher's like work in progress that is apparently that's sold already for $1 million sight unseen. So, and also apparently her teacher advises her to approve her craft by copying a painting she connects with. So apparently she decides to copy his. Ooh, apparently there's now crime involved. Ooh, this is getting interesting. Yeah, it sounded really interesting. So, yeah. This is The Last True Poets of the Sea by Julia Drake. I think this is like a love story. Yeah, so it's like the love story of like their parents, or no, they find out like their great grandmother, like their great grandmother's like love story. And apparently they're sent back to work where they're like where their family history, like their origins was at. It feels like a shipwreck. Yeah. And I love stuff that has to do with like family history and things like deals with the sea. So yeah. This is Tremendous Things by Susan Nielsen. Oh, this is a kid who had rough, someone, he's hoping for a fresh start after having a pretty humiliating moment 2 years ago. And so this is him trying to get that fresh start, in a new school. So apparently it's a funny and heartfelt story about learning how to rise above your worst moment while staying true to yourself with the help of old friends, new friends, and some cheesy poetry. God, I love cheesy poetry. I think the cover's just really cute. And then this one, by Neil Connolly, St. Michael's Scales. I actually met the author. He signed it for me. I'll be honest. Oh yeah. Actually read what he wrote for the first time. So I went to a colloquium at the local college. It was free. And it was so good learning about like writing, creative writing, and I'm hoping to get into writing again one day, but it really helped me to look differently at stories and evaluating stories and books. And it just helped me to apply things in a new light as a librarian. And so this is one of his books, and he had them there for sale. And so I picked that up. So this was not a book that I saved. But this was one. I think this one has to do with math. Oh yeah, this has to do with math, and I think this is like a love story. Yeah, The Infinite Pieces of Us. How can that, with a title like that, how can it not be a love story? And then this one, Hot Dog Girl by Jennifer Dugan. I saw this on Haley and Bookland's channel like forever ago. When did this come out? Good grief. I feel like it was a while ago. Copyright, tell me. Yeah, 2019. It's 2023, folks. So it's been a while that I remembered this. Of course, how can I remember a cover like that? But still. And then when I saw it in the cart, I was like, it's meant to be. I wanted to read it back then. Never got around to it, and now it's mine. I saved it. Just have a few more YA. Yeah, still more YA. Oh, final book that I saved. How to Ruin a Summer Vacation by Cmoore-Books. So this is about a girl who is going to live with her estranged Israeli father over the summer. And so it sounded really interesting. I read some review from another reader on Goodreads because he lives in Israel. And so some of the things that the author shared were not exactly true, like to how things truly are. But some things she did get dead on. I think just some of the names were not exactly like up to date, like with, it's like that no one's gonna name their kid that anymore. It's like, where'd you find that name? Like the Bible? They were just some like very like dated names and things like that, and some other things. But I really appreciated that person's review, because like really helped me to like to now go into the book to, because like he did say that like it was a really good story, and like it does help you to like get some view of Israel. At the end of the day, this reviewer did really enjoy the book. So yeah, so it didn't like completely like destroy like their reading of the book, which I appreciated. Because some people would just like completely like tear down the book, be like, this is complete trash, and so yeah, I really appreciated that review. And then the final one from Book Outlet, even though it looks like I got it from Target, I did not. Anatomy, a Love Story, although I think there's more Book Outlets. I lied, this is not the final one from Book Outlet. Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. This is like gothic tale full of mystery and romance. I've been wanting to read this for like a couple of years now. Just never got around to it, and then I saw it on Book Outlet. yeah, I love gothic tales. And holy crap, that's a, what? Guys, I just realized something. That's a person on the cover. I thought this whole time it was a heart. I mean, that's what they wanted me to think. I'm having like a revelation right now. I just saw the face. I don't think I ever actually stared at it this close. I did not notice the hands. Whoa. Okay. Learning all sorts of things tonight. And then Book Outlet also had a Magic Steeped in Poison and a Venom Dark and Sweet. Because how can you get one without the other? So this is about the first one, because obviously I'm only gonna know about the first one, even though I haven't even read it yet. Like a girl who goes to like this, like it's like magic, like tea magic, which sounds really interesting, and like the cover's really cool. And so yeah, and I want to read from more diverse authors this year, and I'm just really excited to get to it. So that's so cool looking. Yeah. So Magic Steeped in Poison and a Venom Dark and Sweet. Wow, first one's actually thicker than the second one. That's surprising. Hey, we'll go with it. And then the final one. I'm so excited. This was like an impulse buy that I moved a pre-order from like Amazon to Barnes and Noble just so I could get this. Special edition of Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. Like, look how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh. And there's a bookmark in there. Oh my goodness, I am just like so happy. I really hope that they do one for Vow of Thieves as well eventually. And honestly, I would love them to do special editions of the Remnant Chronicles, like the OG series. The Kiss of Deception, The Heart of Betrayal, The Beauty of Darkness. I would love to see special editions of those books. That would be like the dream. Not that I don't love the Dance of Thieves duology, but like the OG trilogy, like that's how we got this duology. Like, this amazing world would not exist without the OG trilogy. So yeah. So if you are thinking about reading Dance of Thieves, I highly recommend starting with Remnant Chronicles. I know there are a lot of people out there. Wow, I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm fully going for it. I totally recommend starting with the Remnant Chronicles trilogy, because you will get so much more enjoyment and insight into the politics and the characters and how all the moving parts that are happening in Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves. It'll make so much more sense, and you will appreciate all the characters that you see later on, and like in the beginning of the book, and like in the second book in Vow of Thieves. Like, you will appreciate it and love it so much more. Like, you will have have so much joy and like be fangirling like I was when those moments happened, if you read the original trilogy first. I think you miss out like on the joy of those moments if you don't read the original trilogy first, because you don't know those characters because you didn't read the original trilogy. So they're like just any old characters. So that is just my 2 cents. So I'm just throwing that out there. You can obviously choose to do whatever you want. But I just wanted to recommend that. Because I want you to enjoy the Dance of Thieves duology as much as you can, and the Remnant Chronicles trilogy is just so amazing. They're both fantastic, and I want you to get the full enjoyment out of both of them as much as you possibly can. So I'm only sharing this out of the goodness of my heart, my librarian heart. This is a book recommendation, book guidance, if you will. So, yeah. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. Okay, and for our final category, we have adult. And this one I got at a different library because I have 5 library cards. If you watched, I think I shared that in one of my vlogs that I did. Yeah, I have 5 of them. It's fine. Actually, you know what? I'm not ashamed. I'm living my best library life. I have access to 5 libraries worth of digital content. Just take that in. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, and so the one library, they have what they call second leaf, and so you donate some monies, and then you can take some books home. You choose the amount, and so one of the books that I took home that night was Before We Were Yours by Marty Wingate, or by Lisa Wingate. Oh my gosh. I just read a book by Marty Wingate, which is a mystery, completely different genre. This is historical fiction. I actually read the oh my gosh, the nonfiction version of this book that the author did about the actual children that Georgia Tan stole. Yeah, she stole children, and then sold them to people through the Memphis, Tennessee Children's Home Society. And yeah, and so this is the novelization of what happened. And I'm really interested in listening to the audiobook because one of my favorite audiobook narrators, Emily Rankin, reads it. She's fantastic. She also reads part of Leah in the Remnant Chronicles. So yeah, just another plug for the Remnant Chronicles and the audiobooks. Honestly, the Remnant Chronicles, it's also a full cast, just like Dance of Thieves. And then that same night that I got Before We Were Yours, I also got Daisy Jones and the Six, by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And this is on my you can't see what my hand is doing. My T-Bear ring toss. I'm down here like throwing. I'm like, what am I doing? I use like hand motions to try to remember crap. Yeah, so that's my hand motion for ring toss. So yeah, this is one of the things that I chose for T-Bear ring toss. So obviously this is really popular right now because of the Prime TV show, but I know it's about a band in the late 60s, and this sort of goes through like what happened with them. I think it's like, yeah, it's like interview style. So I'm excited to dive in. So yeah. Then we have The Nature of Fragile Things by Susan Meissner. This is about, this is set during the earthquake in 1906 that just destroyed San Francisco. And so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Because you are best to go into this book blind. Yeah. Like, incredible book, but you need to go into it blind. I still not over that book. And then I got this book at the Goodwill. Yeah, don't recognize that, man. That's Clark Gable. So I got Long Live the King, a biography of Clark Gable by Lynn Tornabene. Apparently this is a really good biography of him. So it was only a few dollars, and it looked really interesting, and so it came home with me. Yeah, just couldn't not, you know. And then the day another one of the people that was presenting at the colloquium, he writes and publishes poetry, and so this is one of his poetry collections. Oh, that's such a nice note. His name is Matthew McBride. So finally read the note. He appreciates my interest in his work and wishes me all the best in my own, which might be a good long while. Oh my gosh, I just read the title. The title of this collection is The Mourners Forget Which Funeral They're At. Oh, that's fascinating. And then I have recently the paperback edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue came out in the UK, and because it was so pretty, I just had to get it. So this is my 6th copy of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I'm fine with that. And then I immediately after reading this book for my workbook club, I listened to the audiobook. I had to go out and buy The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. If you have not read this, this is so good. So it's about this guy, A.J. Fikry. He owns this bookstore, and he is grieving the loss of his wife, and he's just become just the shell of the man that he used to be. And so suddenly this package just gets left in his shop, and that package happens to be a child. And there's a note and with the child, and says, "I would like you to take care of my child." And so it's a story about how his life takes a turn. So, and it's all set on like this little bookstore is like on this like little island up in New England. So yeah, cannot recommend enough. It's so good. The Book of Lost Things by John Connolly. I honestly can't remember anything this is about, but I got this at the Goodwill. And because it's a paperback, it's not giving me squat. But I have it on my Goodreads. I've been wanting to read it for a while. And how pretty is that? So, yeah. And I love books about books. How can one not? As a book lover. Yeah, I also got this one at the Goodwill. I had a really good haul at that Goodwill that day. This is by the same author that wrote The Kite Runner, Khalid Hosseini. So I think it's like a multi-generational story, and it's called And the Mountains Echoed. And so it just sounded really good. I love multi-generational stories. And so I just got that because of that. Regardless of the fact that I know I've heard that The Kite Runner is amazing. I have not read it yet. And for all I know, it might be somewhere on my shelves, although I don't think it is. But just from the fact that I love multi-generational stories, I'm like, yeah, you're coming home with me. And then a friend from church recommended this to me by Chris Heimerdinger. Wow, that's quite the name. Ben Franklin and the Chamber of Time. Does that not look so cool? So apparently this is about Ben Franklin. Through a flash of lightning, he's propelled forward through the centuries. And he's finds himself in a crucial race against time to fulfill a destiny he never imagined. So yeah. I love historical fiction, and so it's sort of like historical fiction, science fiction, and the cover is just so cool. Like, normally I am like a hardback person, like, when it comes to books, but like I saw the cover of the hardback of this, and I was like, ooh, it was not nearly as cool as this, so I'm like, paperback all the way. And then the final book in this haul is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I actually just finished this afternoon. Chef's kiss. So good. I absolutely loved it. I also got it has taken papers. I got the audiobook from Audible. Narrator did a wonderful job, let me tell you. So this is about this girl Hannah. She is executive protection agent, or bodyguard, if you will. So she and her team are asked to look after, like, her company are hired to look after this famous actor Jack Stapleton, because he's going to be in town, so sorry, where their business is run. And so that is set in Houston. And so, like, what they call the principal, I think. Yeah, I think he's called the principal, or it's like, yeah. So like, Jack doesn't, like, he's in town because like his mom's sick, and like their family has like some rough things going on because of some past family trauma. And so he doesn't want his family to know that he has bodyguards, and he has bodyguards because he's had some stalkers in the past. And so, instead of like having a normal bodyguard that just like standing around, our main girl, Hannah, instead of like being a normal bodyguard, she has to pretend to be his girlfriend, in front of her family. So, yeah, fake dating. And it is such a good fake dating story, let me tell you. Yeah, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I will definitely be reading some more Catherine Center books. And it had no spice, which I really appreciated. I'm not a huge fan of books with spice. I'm not a fan of books with spice. So this was refreshing for me. To find a book that was absolutely fantastic with no spice. But I know there are many that like spice, but I'm just not one of them. So this was a treasure. So yeah. So with that being the final book, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found some books that you might want to get yourself. I sure gave you a lot of options. Oh, now I need to put these all back where they came from. Good grief. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and don't forget to remember where you live, and who you are. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.